Hey guys, welcome back to FPL. It is game week 29. 11 game weeks to go. No, it's not. It's 9 game weeks to go before the end of the season. So every week counts, every point counts if we try and win the league. But as we get into it, as you can see by the title, I am using my free hit for this week because I think 4 teams have blanks this week, and I don't want to use my transfers, so I'm using my free hit for this week. Hopefully it's going to pay off, and I think I've picked a really good side using that free hit chip. But before we get into my game week 29 team, we need to check out the team of the week. We need to check out my team last week, how we did in the leagues, any transfers that we've made, because obviously it's a free hit week, so there's lots of transfers being made. And then I'll show you the team that we're going to be sending out for Saturday. So in goal, Hermerson from Leicester, 10 points. Cucurella, 15 from Chelsea. Van Hecken from Brighton, 9. Tyrone Mings, 8. Mo Salah, 15. Sarr, 11. Bruno Guimaraes, 11. Sot from Spurs, 10. Hudson-Odoi, 10. Darwin Núñez, 10. That's a joke. How he even got that. Pedro, 9. To be, he should have been sent off in that game. Most ins and outs. Now, I don't know if this is including free hits or this is just transfers, ins and outs, but Bruno Fernandes in, Chris Wood in, Cliver in, Anthony in, and Gibbs White in. Players out: Hall, Palmer, Isaac, Cunha, and Trent. So, looking at last week, we had a 55-point week. Obviously, we made no transfers. 52 was the average. 122 was the highest. Pickford in goal with 2 points there. Muniz with 6. Van Dijk with 2. Robinson with 0. So, our back line itself has had a stinker already. Moving into the midfield, Rodgers 3. Kluivert 5, Palmer 1, Salah captain 30 points, carried this whole game week. Mbemo 2, Chris Wood 2, Isaac 2. So apart from Salah and Muniz, Kluivert, yeah, maybe, the rest of the players stunk. On the bench, we had Sells, which was obviously 8 points, so we should have took him instead of Pickford. But they had Man City, and who would have thought they would have A, won the game, B, had a clean sheet, and then the other one should have been Kirkes instead of Robinson. And I did at the start of in the game week, I did have Kirkes in front of Robinson, but I just thought, like I said, yeah, Spurs, I knew they weren't going to keep a clean sheet, so I dropped him to the bench, but I didn't think he was going to get a goal in there. And the same with, I thought Fulham should have been able to get a clean sheet in this game. So that was a mistake on my part, which kind of cost us lots of points. Well, 8, 10, 12 points could have been added to the score. Moving to the leagues then. The McDonald's League, Management League, we stay the same. No changes in the top 10. Below we don't really look at because they're way too far behind, but Gilly's still on our tail. The top 3 runners out of reach, I would say. I think we can maybe catch Dean next if we get a good week this week, but I'm not 100% sure. I think 4th might be where we finish. Obviously, like I said, we've got 9 games to go. Anything can happen. Good week, bad week for someone else means we could get higher. But a 4th place finish out of 18, I would take that. As for the mini league itself, we know our objective. We need that number 1 spot. And again, Tyler, just a little bit out of reach. He having a better week than us. So he's now 13, 19, 29, 32 points ahead. And we got a little bit of a gap between me and Matt, but not too much. Again, this is a three-way title fight. Gavin's closed the gap over the coming weeks, but I don't think he's there just yet to really say it's a 4-way title fight. And then everyone else is, as you can see, 200 points behind. That's not going to happen. So let's look at Tyler's squad. So what he had 66. So he had Henderson in goal, which was 10 points. Minos 6, Van Dijk 2, Timber was the assist. Oh, damn. Because if he didn't get the assist, it would have been 2. Sanya, Neto, Salah, Son, Palmer. Yeah. So he had Gakpo and Cunha in his squad, both 0 points, so they both got dropped. And his bench didn't have any options anyway, 0. So that's annoying because Timber wouldn't have got a clean sheet. Son got a goal, yeah. So he kind of got lucky, really. Yeah, so automatic subs, Gakpo in for Sangar, which was the 1 point. Okay. Anyone else have a good week? Aiden, 74. We'll have a look at his. Rayo in goal to Gabriel, Saliba, Anya. So he chose the double Arsenal, which didn't work out with the triple Arsenal, to be honest. Anya, 6 points, obviously good. Diaz, Salah from Liverpool. Palmer and Bemo, Wazer, Pedro, Wood. Used a manager chip for slot. Okay. Okay. So now going into game week 29, we've used our free hit active, and this is what the team is going to be. So we still got a 0.9 in the budget, but you've got to look at who has good fixtures and rather than the best players. So I don't mind having 0.9 in the budget because I think I found a perfect team. So the 2 goalkeepers are Sells and a cheap option of Burnley, who's going to sit on the bench, won't even play because we don't have a bench boost. So that's fine. So we've got our best keeper in Sells, who has Ipswich, which should be a clean sheet. In the back 3, we're going to be playing Guardiola, Anya, and Al Nouri. So it's going to be Man City against Brighton. A double up on the Nottingham Forest defence against Ipswich, and Al Nouri playing Southampton, bottom of the league. Now, obviously, a lot of people are potentially going for, if I quickly remove Al Nouri, are going for Man United's Dalot, because of the Leicester fixture, which is understandable because when it comes to the midfield, they're using Gibbs White as a attacking option in that Ipswich game. For me, Man United's defence isn't just strong enough to rely on a clean sheet, and therefore I'm sticking with Anya in the defence. Burgess and Gresswell sit on the bench. They're just cheap options to be able to fund the rest of the attacking players. So in the midfield, you've got Kluivert, Mbemo, Foden, Bruno, Son, Wood, Haaland, and Wazza. Now, if we come to the actual picking of the team, it's going to be Sales in goal, the back three of Alna, Guardiola, and Alnore, into a 5 midfield of Son, Kluivert, Foden, Captain Bruno, and Mbemo, and then up front is Wood and Haaland. Now, obviously, the captain options could be Bruno, could be Son, could be Haaland. For me, Son hasn't done enough in the recent weeks. Yes, he got some points against Ipswich, but his form has been all over the place. So he, as captain's, ruled out. What did I do? Big team. Don't know what happened. Haaland, on the other hand, we know how good he can be, but again, he has had a couple of games where he goes missing. So for me, that is a little bit unreliable. So that is why we're going for Bruno Fernandes, Man United's captain. The one player in Man United steps up constantly, and will probably do it again if need be. So it's a good captain to have. Got 9 points against Arsenal with a beautiful free kick. Obviously 10 against Ipswich, 10 against Everton. So he's got good form, and that is where he's going to be our captain. Which means on the bench we've got the Brentley from Wolves. You got Cresswell, Burgess, and Wazza, which is a bit of a waste to have the cost of Wazza, but I think the midfield a little bit better. We've got Mbemo, who takes the penalties, and even if Wazza scores, Mbemo should get assists. So that is our game week 29 free hit team. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you using the free hit? Have you got enough players in your team to not make changes? Have you used your transfers that you saved up to change your team? Or have you used a wild card this early? Because realistically, I'm hoping to use a free hit this week, roll a transfer next week, and then start planning my get a wild card for game week 32 and 34. And with the transfers, I can just change it a little bit, so that I don't have to waste too much and take hits, especially when I'm trying to catch Tyler in the league. So this is our game week 29. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell. Trying to hit 500 subs. We're very close to 350 subs, so even if we can just get the one to make it 350, that would be fantastic. And I will see you next week. Hopefully close the gap or even top of the league. Thank you for watching.